Good morning, everyone. So I am testing Lexicon. It actually does do everything that I am asking mixed in key to be able to do. The way I generally like to set up my cue points is like this, where I have a cue point that's 128 bars before the drop, then was a 32 beats away, then 16 beats away, and then on the drop. My incoming track has the same pattern before the first drop, so I know that I can basically double drop here, where the other track has cue points A, B, C, and D. I know that as long as D and H of this track are lined up, then the double drop is going to hit. And if I'm doing a lot of things at once, if E has passed, I don't have to worry about finding and figuring out the math of how I need to line them up. I just know that when the yellow cue point appears, I just have to hit the yellow hot cue point on my next incoming track and they will be lined up again. That's what I like to do, but I can also mess with how these four are aligned with the next four, so I don't have to do a double drop, but this pattern just helps me immensely doing all sorts of stuff, not just the double drop. So Lexicon actually can do that. It has a cue point generator that can do that pattern for all of your tracks all at once in the colors that you want. I've tested this already, so I'm going to show you right now. I have in Rekordbox, I have these tracks that need to be worked on. They're from this album here, Still Smoking. So, you can click on one, shift click on the bottom and select all of them to run this auto cue point generator. Let me zoom in here. Start at the top, then the bottom, right click, and it's track tools. On their official YouTube video on how to do it, it just says use, but in this version, it says track tools, and you go to generate cue point, and you can make whatever you want and save it. Save that template. So I have a clear all, so I could erase everything, and now I'm bringing it. I'm calling it Magnum DB, and as you can see, they don't do bars. The options are just beats. And all you can do is type in the number of how many beats. You can't type in whether you want it to be bars or not. So I had to figure out the math because I had my Rekordbox set to jump by bars. It was every 8 bars, but here I have to do beats, but that's fine. So you can see my pattern is still the same: green, yellow, pink, red, green, yellow, pink, red. They have a bunch of ones that are pre-made for you. I can't seem to find a way to delete them, so I just uncheck them. Right there. And yeah, so I said, give me my first cue point 128 beats before the drops, then the second one 64 beats, then 32 beats, and this I actually have to change. I thought I saved it, but I didn't. The only issue that I noticed is if you write 0 beats before the drop, it just doesn't make any cue point at all. That was my issue, so I'm going to save this actually. But everything else can be before. It has to be 0 beats after, I've discovered. And I've called them this 128-1 because 128 beats before the first drop, 64 beats before the first drop, and then 128-2 because 128 beats before the second drop, 64 beats, blah, 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 blah. And I should call this now that I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now watch how freaking easy this is. I'm going to hit start. I'll come over here. I just hit start. Look. Huh. Look, I just made them all. And they're in the right spot. This one, it looks like there's one that didn't work, actually. Oh, 2 that didn't work. Oh, 3 that didn't work, because that one doesn't have one in the front. But it did it on a lot of them. Look at this. They're there. You can barely see the red one because it's red on top of red waveforms. But there it is. There it is. For this first song, the downbeat also wasn't set correctly. I had to fix it. So it's not perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect, but That's wrong. That is on. I meant, it sounded like I said wrong, but I meant it is on. The one that is correct. I did not fix this beat grid. So there it is. And here's this one. They all showed up. It also gives you energy. I mean, I guess it's just a couple guys that do this, so they are definitely competing with Mixed in Key here. The one downside to this app is that it is a monthly subscription. There is no standalone. So Mixed in Key definitely has the advantage there, but the fact that the technology is there. The technology is here. It works. And look, this one starts... This one doesn't give you a green cue point, interestingly enough. But I guess because it doesn't have an actual drum beat of any kind to start, it's just a speaking sample. But because it works backwards from the drop, everything else is there. Oh, but okay, so this grid was off as well. This grid was off as well. And the way to redo that is to... This little white line here. It represents the playhead. So you go there, and then you hit this little arrow, and it shifts everything over. I'm curious now, is it going to shift the cue points? Darn it, it didn't. But I suppose then, now that I've changed this is called, this is the future is dark, so I can go to not reload tags, generate cue points just on this one. That's still maybe I need to let me run the clear, so I remove them all. All right, so now we've deleted all of those cue points. Now I will generate the cue points from this one, and the afters are still there. Let's see. All right, let's see if that works. Oops, I double clicked. Yep. So yep. The arrows are there on the drop. So yeah, there you go. Lexicon does do it, and it does it pretty well. Looks like there's still some, or most. No, that's on. So that works.
What you and I need to do is learn to forget our differences.
So the grids are not aligned, clearly. The grids are not all perfectly aligned. That works. This works. That's a little off, but still. And that's off. So clearly their beat grids need working as well, but the main point of what I'm trying to say here is that it can, for the most part, detect the drop, and the fact that it allows you to set cue points at certain placements of beats before it or after it is exceptional, and I would really, 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 really like Mixed in Key to be able to do that. Oh yes, I'm not actually done, but my family likes to send me extremely offensive guilt trips about things, and so I got completely thrown off in the middle of talking about this. I've got to shake off the guilt trips. So anyway, the other thing, even though these aren't right, let's pretend that they're right. You can go to sync and it'll sync everything into Rekordbox for you. So I don't need to export to an XML and then import the XML and do all this stuff. So Rekordbox 6 and 7. See, it's not just 5 and 6, which does have an XML. They've got 6 and 7. I don't know why it says unofficial. Change to nearest color. Yes, I tried to choose the correct colors, but don't touch my grids. I'm not sure if that means... I'm not sure if this means... Oh, I guess we have it right here. Which, yeah, the beat grids are correct in Rekordbox as far as I can tell. So there's that. Convert keys, original keys, musical key, custom key. And I see it says options down here, but I can't seem to scroll. Maybe I just need to pull this out. All right, cue destination. So you can choose hot cue or memory cue, hot cue and memory cue. I know Mixed in Key was asking why would I want one or the other, because they do both by default. And if you're not going to be able to give me cue points where I would like to do the mixing, then I would prefer that they be memory cues. But this is doing hot cues where I do want them, so I just want it to be hot cue. Now sync to record box. Please exit record box to continue. Oh. Oh, well, I guess I can't do it with the demo, but apparently clicking that button is as easy as it is. So I would love for Mixed in Key to get this feature and to get this feature right, because that would be a huge benefit over Lexicon. Lexicon is subscription based. It clearly has its own issues with beat gridding for a bunch of tracks, but it gets cue points automatically. So if we can get Mixed in Key to have correct beat grids and have this auto hot cue function in software that doesn't require a subscription, I mean, there's no debate which app I would recommend to everyone, and that would be Mixed in Key. Absolutely 100% Mixed in Key.